Hello?
Hello, Summer.
Hello.
What are you up to?
It's for my homework, the interview.
Yeah.
So should I start?
Yes.
Okay, what were your experiences on evacuation?
Well, I was very lucky. I had very good experiences. I stayed with an elderly couple in Bedford, and they were very kind. They had a big orchard in which I spent a lot of time. They were very, very nice people. I was very lucky.
Okay.
I was only there for 9 months, though.
Pardon?
I was only there for 9 months, and then I was brought back to Woodford.
Okay.
Which is what a lot of the children were. They didn't even last 9 months. A lot of children were brought home after 2 or 3 weeks.
Were most of your friends or neighbours evacuated?
Yes, my neighbours, my friends were at the school. We all went to the same area. And my sisters did as well. They were at a different school, but they went to the same area.
Okay. How old were you in the Blitz? And, how old were you in the Blitz?
10.
Okay. How did it make you feel?
I don't know if it made me feel any different. I think I was probably too young to understand the dreadfulness of it all.
Okay. Did all the bombing affect your area?
Well, I was we lived in Woodford, and London, the city of London, was bombed very heavily. But in fact, the Germans came over and dropped most of their bombs on London. And then when they left London, they came out over Epping Forest and dropped the rest of their bombs. Instead of taking them back home, they dropped them in the forest. So they didn't do much damage.
Okay. Did anyone in your family or close to you, was anyone soldiers or in factories or anything?
Yes, my brother was he wanted to join up, but he wasn't allowed to because he was in a very specialized job in engineering, and he wasn't allowed to join up. They had to keep certain clever people back in the factories to work.
Okay.
My brother was one of them. But he joined up as soon as the war was over, he joined up.
Okay. Did the war affect anyone you knew?
I think it affected everybody, really. My neighbor had, I was only 10, don't forget, but my neighbor was affected. Her son went into the Air Force, and her other son went into the army. There were quite a lot of people they didn't die or anything, but a lot of people's children had to go into the forces and go abroad and go away from home.
Okay. What was your worst moment of the war?
Oh dear. I think I was too young to have worse moments. I don't know. I don't think I had one really, darling. It's I was too young to appreciate the horror of it, really.
Mm.
And I don't think I had a really bad moment. I think probably the worst moment was when we were evacuated to Buckingham. My mother bought a cottage there, and we got the family together in Buckingham. And from the bedroom window of the cottage, we could see at night time London burning. We could see the bright red of the sky with London burning from the bombing. And that wasn't nice at all.
Mm. How did you feel when the war had ended?
Happy. Relieved.
Did you celebrate?
Not especially, no. But streets and people in London, the city, London, celebrated all their street parties and things. No, I don't think we celebrated especially.
Okay.
Except relief.
What area were you living in?
Woodford. But I was evacuated to Bedford.
Okay.
But otherwise, we lived in Woodford all the time.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, I hope you get good marks.
Okay, shall I put you back on stand?
Yes.
Hello, how did that go?
That wasn't very exciting for her, was it?
Well, I didn't hear much of it actually, but yeah.
Very mundane and unexciting. But in fact, on the ground at the time, it was all right.
At the time, it was okay. It was livable.
Yes, we had. I was evacuated for a time, and out of it.
Yeah. But I remember you saying. I remember you telling stories about how you saw the sky turning orange with the flames.
Yes, that was when we lived in Buckingham. We had a cottage in Buckingham. My mother bought the cottage so that we could all be brought together to live together instead of being evacuated out to different families.
Yeah.
So we moved from Bedford, where we were evacuated to different families, to Buckingham, where Mother bought a cottage where we all lived. And from the cottage there, we could see London burning, see the red sky.
Golly, and that must be what 50 miles or so. You could see that.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, and you could see squadrons of German bombers and that sort of thing. And so
you imagine see the bombers coming over in groups of 50.
In groups of 50.
In the sky, yes.
Yeah. Over what sort of time period was that? Was that every day for a month or what? How did that happen?
I can't remember.
You just remember it sort of happening.
I remember it happening, but it was London was being blitzed.
Yeah.
As long as that took.
Yeah. And what sort of damage did Woodford get?
Woodford was very lucky because, as I was saying to what's her name?
Summer,
yes.
Summer, yeah.
That the Germans came and bombed London, and then if they had any bombs over, they came out over Essex and they dropped in the forest. Fortunately, it was over Epping Forest way.
And dumped them in the forest, yeah. I think there were generally two kinds of bomber pilots. There were the ones that dumped the bombs in forests and the ones that dumped the bombs on houses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
I don't know, but there were still bomb craters in Epping Forest.
Yes, of course. Yeah, just as you go in there, isn't there?
Yes,
everyone says it's a bomb crater. Is that really a bomb crater?
I don't think that was one, no. I think that was always there. And because we used to use that as a slide as kids.
Yeah.
No, but Lord Bush's had several bomb craters.
Right, yeah. 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 Right.
I'm sorry I haven't got anything exciting to say.
I can't. No, that's all. It's all jolly exciting. Yeah.
We had an incendiary bomb drop in the garden at Calais.
Well, there we are. That's quite exciting, isn't it?
Well, my father was married warden, and it fell in the clay of Essex in Woodford, and just got extinguished. Didn't explode.
Oh, luckily. Yeah. Oh, I see. Because the clay was so soft, it just it didn't explode at all.
No, it didn't explode at all. And my father was married warden, and I suppose he got the people to get it out. I don't know.
It was literally in the garden, was it?
Yes.
Good grief.
Well, a lot fell, and we had, I don't know, you wouldn't have remembered Caliph at the time. Before it was extended, it had metal window frames.
Yes, no, I remember that. The metal window. Yeah, I remember it all. I remember the hydrangeas and the metal windows.
Yes, that's right. The bolts on some of those doors got blown off by explosions.
So the explosions did come quite close?
What?
The explosions did come quite close then?
Oh, yes.
It must have been terrifying.
Well, I don't know. I was too young to appreciate the difference between fear and... We had a Morrison shelter, which was a steel double table, flat top table thing. Very sturdy, very low. And we had one of those in the sitting room at Caliph.
Right, yes.
And they provided wire walls for it to stop any heavy blast coming through. And Mother put a big rug that we used to have by the fireplace over it, so that if we did need to go in there and there was bombing and blast, the rug would take the strength of the blast.
Take the strength of the blast.
Yes.
Yeah. Were you worried about gas at all?
Well, I don't know. I can't remember that. I don't think so.
No. Were you issued gas masks?
Yes, we had gas masks. We had gas mask training. We all had gas masks.
And you had those with you all the time, or just up in your room, or?
I can't remember.
Can't really remember. Probably on your teddy bear, probably.
What?
Probably on your teddy bear, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was well protected.
I think they were kept. Under the stairs was at Caliph was a lobby where we kept our coats and things, and I think we just kept our gas masks in there.
It's all the stuff in there. Yeah.
Hung on a hook.
Yeah.
But I used to spend. Do you remember Mrs. Hensler?
Yes, of course. Yes.
They had a big underground shelter.
Oh, did they?
Yes, under their garage. And I always used to go in there if there was heavy bombing and sleep there.
When the sirens went off, when the klaxons went off.
Well, when the guns went off.
The gun. So what was the alarm? It was a gun, was it?
No, it was a fire alarm. It was a siren.
I see. Oh, I see a siren. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that would ring out over the whole country, and people would do what they had to do.
Yeah.
But,
so what's it like? What's it like when you hear a siren today? Do you get that old feeling, or?
Oh yes.
Do you?
My stomach turns right over.
No. Oh, how horrible!
It did then, and it still does.
I'm sure it does. Yeah.
But I don't think it's the thinking of the war that does it. It's just the effect of the siren.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it affects you, a siren.
Well, it wouldn't affect me at all. I mean,
Wouldn't it?
It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to me at all. A siren. I just think, what's
What's
that
a fire
noise?
siren?
You know? Yeah, I never hear one. You know,
Well,
I hear fire engines.